Aloha, shifters, dreamers, interdimensional travelers from across the dimensions. This is Brendan, and yeah, I'm officially back in Canada when I'm doing more live broadcasts while I work out in my basement on my elliptical. And yeah, obviously it's kind of expected that not a lot of people are going to watch these videos. So the purpose of these live broadcasts are to just be able to like synchronistically touch base with whoever happens to watch these, to be able to give you guys some like bonus updates on things that are happening within the Paradigm Shift Central project, which are pretty exciting. And so maybe I'm a little biased, but I'm pretty excited to be able to share with you guys like what's going to be coming up within the next chapter of Paradigm Shift and how you guys will be able to get involved. And of course, for those of you who may be entirely new or recently connected to my profile, ParadigmShiftCentral.com is a real-world interactive game to help shift consciousness. So these broadcasts, as I'm doing this right now, if you guys have any questions that you might want to ask, please feel free to drop those when it's appropriate or just at any time. And yeah, again, as I do this, it's just a chance for me to like practice seeing what I think, to practice communicating, and to add an extra level of dimension to my workout. Because like when you're talking and working out, it's an interesting exercise of like learning how to breathe properly. So I'm probably only going to be doing this for maybe about like half hour. We'll see. I don't know. Like I said, it's my first time back. That's part of like the intention of getting back into this. It's just reacquaint myself with the practice and rebuild up my endurance, because it's been a while since I've done this, to be honest. So woot woot. All right, shout out to Eric, shout out to Monty, shout out to Swami Ravananda, aka Soham. Yo brother, it's good to see you. So some of the things that right now, like what's in terms of projects for ParadigmShiftCentral.com. Again, you know, this is a project that's very media oriented, but there's multiple dimensions to it. As a real world game, the objective is to help shift consciousness. Part of the ways that we're doing that through the project is by like encouraging people to plant seeds where they are, and also encouraging them on multiple degrees to get involved in other ways, such as actually building paradigm shift communities. And so, remembering to breathe. Paradigm shift communities are basically about having open-minded discussion and meditation circles. And we've been doing ours in London, Ontario, Canada for like almost 10 years now, which is crazy when I think about it. And yeah, it's something that anybody can start up, and you can check out stuff through the website. But some of the things that we're getting into right now, what I'm personally working on right now, I'm working on a new video of some shiftivism that I was up to on Friday evening. And so again, shiftivism is the term that we use as shifters, people who are helping shift consciousness, as like a way to explain when we're doing things like hacking the matrix, doing things like free hugs, doing things like going out on the street and like helping homeless people and helping our neighbors. And basically shiftivism, just boiled down, again, synonymous with the intention of the project, is the acts of intentionally helping plant seeds to assist in the shifting consciousness. So that's what shiftivism is. So what I'm working on right now in terms of updates is the video that I did from Friday, where it was like me getting back out on the streets with my skateboard, my free hug sign, and my shift buttons, and just like patrolling up and down the streets, keeping an eye on people and being vibe patrol and bringing you guys along for the ride. So I had my like GoPro camera set up on my shoulder. So like that was actually kind of a new style that I was playing with. So the video was like also very much like a test video in some sense. I wasn't entirely sure like how well the audio would be, so I just had to do it. And overall it's okay. I might have to add subtitles, which is like a little bit of extra work, but if it's required, then I'll do it. But yeah, it brings you guys along for the ride, and it's like me narrating, me doing free hugs. Again, something similar to videos I've done plenty of times before. Yeah, also focusing on like me like talking to people on the streets, like talking to homeless people and like interacting with them and getting them food and getting them like change, and just being able to get to know their names and saying hello to them and creating a relationship with them, which is part of what, as a shifter, as a Jedi, as a light guardian, is what, again, I want to be able to encourage all of us, like all of us to listen to and choose for ourselves as to whether or not it's like something that we can personally align with, or at the very least, just be inspired and reminded that like the world is changed, the dream is changed through small little acts of compassion. So you may not necessarily be going down like downtown on a Friday night when it's a bar scene with free hugs and like skateboarding up and down talking to homeless people and stuff, which again is just one way of doing it. But maybe, you know, there's a million different other ways just to like bring compassion into your day-to-day lives. But the technique that we use is very effective because, as I've explained many times before, part of like the formula that I've tapped into, the key that I'm carrying in terms of like being very effective at accelerating the project is through the shift buttons. And so those of you who are like super familiar with these, or maybe you've gotten one from me or from a friend, you know that the shift buttons have the Paradigm Shift Central website on the top. So when we do free hugs, we're not just like doing a hug with someone and then separate ways and we never see each other again. When I give someone a shift button, it invites them to the game. It invites them to the project. And so that's part of the game. The game is to like build the team. And so free hugs are a great portal because if someone's gonna give you a free hug, then they're probably already open-minded enough to be interested in a project that's all about like encouraging the shift in consciousness and connecting and building conscious community. And of course, it's also inviting people to connect with the local Paradigm Shift London community, or if I was somewhere else, it would be connecting them to the relative local community, such as maybe a community that you're an admin of. And so anybody can be an admin for the community. So again, you know, like what the project is becoming more and more solidified as like this real world interactive game is something that people can actively step into and be a part of, and be a part of a team. And so through the main website, again, as a media platform, it's a place for us to document our adventures, our quest journals. And so the video that I'm making of my Shiftivism report log from that one night is going to be a quest journal that I'll post up on the main website. And that's essentially like one of the parts of how you play the game. By creating media, by creating documentation, whether it's written, whether it's photography, whether it's with your iPhone and just like, you know, adding text through there, or whether it's videos, it could even be like a single long video of you like even before doing free hugs, after doing free hugs, or during free hugs. There's a lot of different ways, and we'll get more into this in terms of like the different techniques of how to create conscious media. Because again, that's the purpose of the project, is those of you who've been connected to me, you'll know that like I've been doing my YouTube and creating videos for years now. And what I've always been like carrying with my intention is to encourage other people to do the same thing and to use the power of storytelling as a way to change reality by rippling the inspiration, by inviting other people to be a part of this narrative. And this narrative is like the one of the light guardian, is the one of the shifter, is the one of people who are intentionally choosing to show up within their own journey, to continue to ask their own questions, to grow intentionally through their own path, and to be able to help show up in the community and help change the world, make a difference in others' lives, thus accelerating the shift through intention. So yeah, creating that video is something that I'm working on right now. I'm going to be doing some additional graphics tonight. I'm going to be doing like an additional like intro and outro bumper graphic for the project. Kind of like focusing on some new styles that I want to get into. And yeah, let me just take one breath here, and I'll share with you guys some other updates of what I got like kind of planned to also be like incentives within the creation of content. So one second. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. If you are listening and tuned in, drop an 1111 in the chat, even if you're watching this in the future. Again, there's part of the game on my end is like the uncertainty of social media, but Facebook is what we got, so it's what we're using. So if you guys are tuned into this, do me a favor and let me know like who you are just by leaving a comment down below. And so even if you want to just leave, we'll call this for now. If you guys want to leave your location and you want other people to connect with you, leave your location in the comment plus a 555. So if people see a 555 in the comment and a location, please feel free to add those people, whether perhaps you're in the same area or not. 555 is your way of saying, please add me. So if you don't want people to add you, then just leave your location. And we use these broadcasts as like a way to just be able to connect with each other as a bigger team. So some of the things that's going to be happening within the project within the coming weeks and months are some really cool things. Some of the biggest things that we're going to be getting into, and this is an idea that's been there for a long time, we've just been kind of waiting for the right time, is global synchronized like hugs events, global synchronized free hugs events, which is pretty exciting. And I mean, like, this isn't like, you know, other people have done like global synchronized events in other ways. And yes, there have been like global synchronized free hug events by other people as well. So this will be like our version of it through the Paradigm Shift team, and really like focusing on like those core small teams And it'll be something that will like take place, like not just in one day, it will take place like over periods of time. And it'll just be getting people into the habit of doing free hugs by creating that like collective story of multiple people doing free hugs all at once. And then we'll be able to create some cool media content from that. Like imagine the video of once we kind of do something like that, where more people are like submitting themselves doing free hugs, be it just by a photograph or a video. And then we create like a montage video of that as a team. And then we publish that. And so other people who aren't familiar with the project, they see this and they're just like, holy crap, these guys are organized. These guys are awesome. Like, how did this team of people like manage to like synchronize like that? That's inspiring. I want to be a part of this. And so it invites more people to be a part of the project, to be a part of the narrative. So, so again, it's pretty exciting, the idea of global synchronized free hugs events, as well as just like kind of globalized shiftivism events, really. Not just like labeling it specific to free hugs. But in addition to that, some of the other things that we're going to be doing, a core focus for me over the next little bit is going to be to continue to raise the current Patreon, the team Patreon, which is currently at about 830, give or take. And so those numbers, you'll notice, if you've been paying attention for a while, you'll notice that they kind of wax and wane. That's not always like a full accurate representation of how many people are like there to like contribute. Sometimes like if people's cards don't go through in particular months or they put them on pause, that's why that number waxes and wanes. Like there was a time where like it was over 1,000, and then like just through like people's cards declining sometimes and not getting updated at the right time, then sometimes it like drops down. So with where we are right now, we're at about 830. And so we're going to be putting focus back onto the team Patreon, and we're going to be getting back into the monthly goals. So again, like the Patreon, what it does, it helps support the entire project. And so through being able to support myself as an artist, I'm able to funnel like the energy into the project to keep it going as like director and like captain amongst captains. And then the like spillover from like the abundance of accumulation through the community funds goes back into being able to provide things like free shifter booster kits for people, being able to pay for like back-end website costs, being able to help for like Facebook promotions for featured posts, being able to like upgrade things within the website. And so one of the things that's going to be cool is getting back into like the, one thing I was going to say, because I'll just say this and then I'll get into the next thing I was going to mention. One thing that we're going to be introducing down the road to help encourage people to create quest journals on the main website is that, let me just turn off my humidifier. I don't know how noisy it is, but it might be noisy. Let me just take a drink of water. Hope you guys don't mind me taking a break. So it's like 15 minutes so far, give or take. Thanks for helping me transcend space-time, you guys. Appreciate it. Okay, so one thing that we're going to be doing, I'm setting a team Patreon goal to get up to 900 as our next like monthly goal, potentially by the end of April. Like I'm just going to set it because we usually do it by the month anyways, and it's usually in 100 increments. So even though we're at like 830 right now, we're going to aim for 900. Once we reach 900, what I'm going to be doing is implementing an upgrade for all future shifter booster kits. So shifter booster kits, again, those come with like the shift buttons plus free hug signs, and if you donate at the $3 level, then you get the basic kit. If you donate at the $5 monthly micro donation level, then you get like the full kit, which comes with like the crystal wire wrap plus the light massage, or not the light, but the Love Wand massage tool. But what we're gonna do is that at the, and I can explain more about the kits and everything because it's super like regenerative, like awesome technology within crowdfunding. But what I want to be able to do is to upgrade the kit by changing the hug signs into laminated hug signs. So I've played with laminated free hug signs before, and they're just like so much better, right? But they cost a little bit more money. Whereas like normally you can get like, say like, you know, like 40 free hug signs for like X number of dollars. If each one of those is laminated, it's like another like $1.50 per each individual one. But I'm really passionate about getting you guys like the upgraded version of the free hug signs because I know that's going to go a lot longer way. Like in my ability to assist you guys, I know it's going to help a lot more if we're getting you hug signs that are laminated, because then they last indefinitely, pretty much. Whereas previously, like what we've been sending have been cardstock. And so that's cool, the cardstock's cool, but they will deteriorate at a certain time. Eventually, it's just inevitable. Either they'll get wet or they'll just get worn. Whereas the laminated version can like go with you in the rain and can just last forever. And again, you know, with the idea with the hug signs and the shifter booster kits, these are giving people the tools to be able to help evoke synchronicity in their day-to-day lives. Like I tell people, once you get your free hug signs, and you can print them online too, like if you want, like the fact that it's provided through the booster kits is like a convenience. But once you like get them, I always tell people like keep your free hug sign in your bag, like with you wherever you go. And you never know like where you might choose to use it. So, so yeah, like that's kind of the next goal, with micro goal within the crowdfunding at least, will be to get it up to 900 and to upgrade the shifter booster kits free hug signs to laminated free hug signs, and that will be so freaking huge. So I'm excited for that. So again, if you want to assist with that, if you want to assist with the global project, check out the team Patreon when you can. And if you can sign up before the end of the month, then that will go towards our crowdfunding monthly team goal. So, because the donations go through as a micro donation at the end of each month, or at the start of each month rather. So yeah, basically you can support it through a micro donation of $3 or $5 and get your shifter booster kit, which is worth like $70. So it's a super awesome regenerative model that supports everyone in this like exponential fashion, where people who otherwise may not be able to get a $70 shifter booster kit are suddenly able to afford one through the micro donation of only like $5 at one time. Yet through the micro donations monthly, they continue to support the project, and you also get like future bonuses on any future Shift Button orders and packages that you get. So if you have any questions about that, please feel free to ask. It's really not super complicated. It's not like the most common crowdfunding model, but it came to me, it took a while for me to kind of like target in on it. And for me, it just makes the most sense. Because again, it's focused around giving. It's like a regenerative model that allows me to like give more and more and more. And it's an invitation for you guys to be a part of that. So thank you again to everyone who's already involved with this project as Patreon supporters and otherwise. Again, just by you guys being a part of this is a pretty exciting thing. So this project is going to be ongoing. Like if you're going away for a while, that's cool. Come back in like 5 months and we'll still be kicking butt. And we'll still be doing things that you can get involved with. So other things that are coming up that you guys can get involved with, again, are going to be the broadcast, the Paradigm Shift Team Central broadcast, Paradigm Shift Central team building broadcast. And so those will resume. Ideally, it'll be next week that those will resume. This week, I'm just kind of like setting the base foundation. And then next week, we'll be getting things back up into the flow of the team building website. Or sorry, the team building hangouts through the main website. So that'll be pretty exciting. Also, another thing that I'm going to be looking for is I'm going to be making like sort of like micro squads within the game. So I'm going to be starting like by making, and this is like still kind of like a beta concept. I'm still meditating on exactly how to do this, but I'm looking for people who can like directly assist as like immediate lieutenants within the game. And so this will be like a selective process through my own like intuition. And it's not to say like this person is better than this person, but it'll just be like who I feel working with at the time. It resonates with me. And then over time through the team building hangouts, what we'll end up doing is we'll end up making like squads of like 4 or 5 people that people will sort of group with, that will be involved either just as like a communicative support network within like the bigger Paradigm Shift Central project, as well as a collaborative team where you guys can work on media aspects together, and you guys together can like focus on the production of specific content that you will decide what you want to create. So that can be things like memes, that can be things like cool videos with like poetry. And so that will come down the road as we also get into the habit of like helping inspire people and give them the tools to be media producers as well. So again, a big part of the project is inviting you guys to be involved through media creation. So in the meantime, another thing that's going to be happening, and again, like these are updates I'll have to inevitably talk about numerous times as things kind of move forward. And to be honest, that's a big challenge within like this internet age. Is like trying to get the message to everyone at once, because things either just like end up in like the noise of everything. So if you guys are really looking to stay up to date with like the updates, then make sure you're subscribed to my Facebook channel. That's usually the place where everything ultimately funnels through. But yeah, just do your best to kind of stay up to date. So thank you again for tuning in. Another cool thing that's going to be happening is that we're going to be implementing an incentive within the project, within the game, to help encourage people to create their own media content. This is the basic idea. It's probably going to change. The concept that I want to do is to have like a voting system, like a vote casting system, where every other week the votes are placed on quest journals created through the main website, and people vote for what they feel to be the top 3 quest journals within that 2-week period. And then what will like happen is that like the people, see, this is where it's going to fluctuate, because it may just be like the top person or the top 2, but the people who get like the top in that will get like an assortment of like shift buttons. We'll get like a free shifter booster kit, or we'll get like a quantity of shift buttons that they could pass on to someone else if they want, or build and accumulate over time. So this is basically a way to encourage people, and let me know what you guys think about this. If you think this is kind of a cool idea, drop a 777 in the chat, because your feedback is super important on this. But again, the basic idea would be quest journals are what we create through the main Paradigm Shift Central website, and they are either written, they are video, they can be audio, they can be poetry. It's really whatever you feel called to create as part of your documentation of the ongoing shift in consciousness, through your own personal observations, through your own spiritual journey, through stories of your own dreams, your synchronicities, the art that you're creating. And so by creating this incentive, suddenly people are like creating something, because it creates like this friendly form of competition. And again, competition isn't a bad thing. When it's a game, it's actually a healthy thing, because it creates incentive and it creates motivation and it creates reward to create something. So rather than just like putting up a quest journal that's kind of like half-ass, so to speak, this would encourage people to focus on creating a decent quest journal. And then at the end of every 2 weeks, people would vote, and like the top 2 quest journals voted on by the community would get like the shifter booster kit reward for their prize. And then this would repeat. So after that, then people would get into the habit of like creating more quest journals over the next couple weeks. And again, through creating content through the website, part of my job is to curate your media content so that when you're posting quest journals, we're also sharing them through the social media feeds to be able to provide you guys with an audience. Because that's like a big part of what this project is about, is using Paradigm Shift Central as a global platform for all of us to be able to share our voice related to the documentation of consciousness, related to the inspirational messages that we're putting out, related to the art that we are creating, related to the shiftivism that we are up to. And so it's documenting things, it's creating an archive that will be there for years, and it's inviting other people to be inspired and to be involved. So again, if you guys think that's kind of a cool idea, drop some 777s in the chat so I can get some feedback, even if you're listening to this in the future. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing like what you guys will create. And so again, I'm gonna be leading by example in that way, by creating more quest journals myself and creating like a routine for myself to say maybe like aim to create at least 1 quest journal every week for myself. And so again, the next quest journal that I'll be coming out with will be my Shiftivism report log, my video that I'm working on right now. It's almost done. And then another video that I'm gonna be doing is my Shiftivism report log from the Holi Festival, which is like that Indian festival with colors. If you guys saw my pictures on that on Facebook. And that will be, yeah, that will be the next thing that I'll edit, and I'm gonna try to edit it like as soon as I can. I may even edit it tonight, and then I gotta work on the graphics and stuff. But yeah, so those will be 2 examples of some quest journals that I'll be creating. And then I'm also planning on creating, oh, there's so many videos, like honestly, there's no shortage of videos that I have to create. Like that's the thing, like with this project, that's why your guys' support is so important, because like there's always something to be worked on. There's like, I make sure I take time to rest, but there's never like a shortage of anything to work on. There's always something to create. So it's pretty awesome in that sense. So I got like videos from like even a couple years ago that I still haven't edited yet, that I still want to be able to edit, because even if they were filmed 2 years ago, they're still relevant today, which is pretty exciting, because it's just like, wait, did I film them 2 years ago knowing that I would release them in 2 years later? So it's really trippy. But there's some like sweet free hug videos. There's some videos from California that I haven't released yet. So there's a lot of stuff there. So yeah, there's also some conscious articles that I want to create. I actually want to get to finishing the article that I started a long time ago about the spiritual strength gained through the loss of a pet. And that's actually going back to like with Shelby's passing from like last July 18th on my birthday. And so yeah, that's like another question that I want to get. That's another question that I want to get to. So again, guys, for those of you who may just be joining, just a little recap. Stay tuned for this, because this is what we're going to be making more announcements with the future of the Paradigm Shift Central project. Is bi-weekly community voted competition for the best quest journals, and the winners of those, the top 2, get a free shift button kit. Not just one button, get free shift or booster kit, or like the equivalent amount that they can either share with someone else or build up over time. And so this is like a cool way to be encouraged to create your art and to be rewarded for it as well, and to like create healthy competition within the community. So the community will be like the judge, and how people judge is really going to be up to them. You know, like what makes a good quest journal? I know that's a very subjective question, and that's kind of the idea, is that it's going to be very experimental in that sense. So, you know, maybe a good quest journal will be someone sharing some awesome poetry. Maybe a good quest journal will be someone sharing an awesome dream log that they had. And so this will encourage people to read other people's content before they vote. And then so this is just going to be like a cool way for the community to support each other and to invite other people to get involved with the process of creating quest journals and creating their own art, creating their own documentation, which helps like them step into more of their creative potential as well. So Lilac is saying, makes sense that you're a leader, you're a Leo. Lilac, I mentioned my birthday is on July 18th, which, as you're also correct, is on the cusp of Leo. Technically, depending on what you're going by, I've always considered myself to be Cancer, but on the cusp of Leo. So yeah, I'm a Leo/Cancer, which again makes sense. So sweet. I just want to give some shout outs. Aloha to Lilac, aloha to Shayna, aloha to Michael Pratt, aloha to Lacey Joy, aloha to Abigail, and aloha to Chump Jesus. And aloha to Angelica. Awesome. Nice. Sweet, guys. Okay. Well, this broadcast is going to end pretty soon. If you guys have any questions that are about the Paradigm Shift Central project that you want to ask me, please feel free to do that. So again, the team building broadcasts are going to be resuming next week, ideally. I had thought about doing them this Thursday, but to be honest, I'm putting it on hold. Reason being, my dog Dallin is actually going in for knee surgery this Thursday. So he's like getting like a metal plate in his knee because he like tore a ligament, or it teared. It didn't fully disconnect, but it's preventative surgery. So we're gonna be taking care of him. So you guys can send love to Dallin. He's gonna be like kind of pretty immobile, and it's gonna be like a big like lesson for us as well. So it's gonna be like at least like 8 weeks of him like recovering. So there's gonna be like physiotherapy and stuff like that, and he's kind of have to learn how to like walk again in some ways. So this is gonna be like a call for me and my family to be like, you know, strong in our sense to be able to help Dallin through this process. So that's what, you know, again, that's what animals, they teach us so much. They teach us like how to show up courageously with love when they kind of like need our help at some point, you know. So yeah, so super shout outs to Dallin, and thank you guys for sending your prayers, your love to Dallin as well. He's greatly appreciated. And I'll get some live videos with Dallin in the coming future as well. We can do some Q&As with him as well. So all right, guys, again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Just recapping, check out the Patreon, sign up for that, and help us reach our goal of 900 so that we can get the upgraded shifter booster kits with the laminated free hug signs once we reach our team goal of 900. And we are currently at about 830. And check out ParadigmShiftCentral.com, create a profile there, and also to be able to get involved with the creation of quest journals and documenting the shift, and to preemptively get involved with what will be the community competition to be able to vote for the best quest journals on a bi-weekly basis, and in turn win yourself some shifter booster kits. So awesome stuff happening, guys. Stay tuned again. There's going to be the team broadcast in a couple weeks. Yeah, I'm just really encouraging you guys to like help create a paradigm shift community where you are. Again, just going back to the basics. Try and like find a place where you can host your meetings, and then talk to the owners, set a time and place, create a Facebook page for your community if you haven't yet. Call it Paradigm Shift, your location. So Paradigm Shift, you know, like Paradigm Shift wherever your city is or town, not necessarily your country. Focus it relative to cities normally. And yeah, and then invite people out and help hold space. And you can go through the main website for more information on that. Okay, yeah guys, I'm gonna wrap up this broadcast. Again, I'm just kind of giving it a few more minutes to make sure if you guys have any questions, I'm here to answer them. So if you guys have any questions about paradigm shift stuff, please feel free to ask. Yeah, other than that, just stay tuned. There's a lot that I have that I'm working on. If you want to order any light crystals, you can do that. That's how you can help as well. Again, those are available as a pay what you wish between 30 and 60 US. Shipping not included unless you're getting a shifter booster kit. Like if you sign up for the Patreon and order a light crystal, a light guardian crystal, then you don't have to pay shipping on the crystal as well. Because you don't have to pay shipping on your shifter booster kits anyways. The shipping is covered through the team Patreon. So again, like if you want to get like shift buttons, signing up for the team Patreon is an awesome way to do it. And if you're wanting to get more shift buttons, if you're a person who's already signed up for the team Patreon, then just send me a message to order some more. And again, we'll include bonus shift buttons with your package, and generally it's about $1 per button if you're just ordering them normally. But again, that's why we make sure to include bonus ones, so that it's definitely making it worth everyone's while, so that they can get kits that are going to help them in more awesome, exciting ways, where they can plant synchronicity and invite people to their local paradigm shift communities and do free hugs and do shiftivism and be a real world superhero and hack the matrix. You guys know what I'm talking about. Awesome. Sweet. Yeah, much love to all the doggos out there. Much love to Michael Pratt's doggo. Much love to every doggo. And much love to Abigail's doggo as well. So, sweet guys. Do you guys have any questions? Again, just throwing that back out there. If you guys do, just let me know. And other than that, we'll just wrap up in the next couple minutes. Thank you again to those of you who've been tuned in. Thank you guys again for your support. Again, you know, California was an awesome adventure, and the fact that like California has happened has really opened up like a lot of like what the project is going to be able to focus on, because like that was a big milestone. So now that we're kind of past that, I can kind of like shift my focus into a lot of other parts that I've always had in mind for the project, but was just kind of waiting for the right time. Whoa, nice and sweaty. All right. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap it up now. So, yeah. Last second for any other questions or comments. If you guys just want to like drop some love, do that. Again, if you want people to add you, drop your location plus 555 in the comments. I'm going to go get my smoothie after this. I already made one ahead of time, so looking forward to that. Angelica is asking if she can post her shirts and charms and poetry and books, etc. through the Paradigm Shift Central website. Angelica, absolutely. And when you post it through there, we can help, like, again, curate it. So the best thing that you can do is to create a quest journal about what your art is, why you're creating it, and inviting people to contact you if they're interested in ordering it, or any main websites to be able to order it. So don't just like create a post that's just like promotion in the traditional sense, but create it into a more personalized explanation as to like what the intention is behind your art, and how your art is like a way that you're helping shift paradigms. So yeah, in that sense, like that is a big part of the project as well, is helping share what you guys are creating. Because another thing that we're going to be talking about down the road is kind of like this entrepreneurial business for light workers and stuff like that, so that we can continue to support each other and to support ourselves as community. So that's going to be a really important thing. So obviously what we're doing through the team Patreon is helping, and I want to be able to like help support people in finding ways that work for them so that they can keep focusing on the unique things that they can bring into this world. So yeah, stay tuned for that if that's something you're interested in and you want to be a part of that conversation. Totally. All right. Okay, Angelica, if you had any other questions, you can always message me additionally. Again, guys, we're just going to wrap this up now. Angelica says, awesome, thank you. I've had a big interest in sharing my personal growth through art. Totally, Angelica, that's wonderful. Sweet, guys. Okay, again, guys, stay tuned. I'm working on 2 videos simultaneously right now, so I'm working on getting those up soon, either by tomorrow or Wednesday. Then after that, you'll be able to expect some new announcements, and it's like, honestly, what I gotta do, I kind of gotta like schedule out my plan of attack for the next coming weeks. That's part of what I gotta do before I just do it, right? So thank you guys again for your support. Thank you so much for your love, for doing all that you're doing. Keep thinking in the back of your mind about some ideas that you can create for Quest journals, and either start those now or just keep your eyes open for them. Again, you can start it in like a text document. Don't just post it right to the main website. Start it in a text document and then like save that, and then when you're ready, upload it to the website, and just make sure that you include a picture with your post on the main website. So we'll be getting more into details on like specifics of creating Quest journals and stuff like that. I know the website's not like 100% perfect. Honestly, that's not really like within my full control. It's kind of like the back-end system. Sometimes it can be glitchy if you're posting from mobile. I'm aware of this. Hopefully that does improve in the future. But at the point being, it is what we have available. So that's what happens when you're creating like your individual own social network that's not already Facebook and stuff like that. So definitely, if you want to check it out and sign up, go through the main website and sign that up. I think I'll probably upload this video and like post it just kind of on my YouTube as well, so people can watch it there, because again, it's challenging to be able to make sure that everyone's like up to speed with all the information. So for those of you who happen to watch a 40-minute video of me talking here, then congratulations, you have been brought up to speed on some of the exciting things that are going to be happening in the future for Paradigm Shift. I just want to give a quick shout out to Dane, just because we're about to leave, and in particular, Dane, much love to you, brother. I wanted to be able to give a shout out to you because in the video that I'm currently editing with the Shiftivism report log that I did from Friday on April 21st is actually featuring some music by Dane. And Dane, I think you'll really like how it works out with the video. So thank you again, Dane, for contributing your music. And be sure to link, Dane, you can post your stuff in the comments below if you're watching this, or just say hi and then people can comment, and or people can see your profile and then link into it. So shout out to Dane, shout out to all the other brothers in the household, shout out to Zylock and Gabe and to everyone else. And yeah. Again, guys, I'm looking forward to getting back into the swing of things with the broadcast. In terms of the full schedule, that will come a little bit later. Whereas before it was like super like every other week, and like every like 2 times a week, or 2 times, yeah, twice in a week sometimes when we had like dream class within a 2-week period on a bi-weekly schedule. As to whether or not it's going to be fully that, I can't fully promise, because again, I got to keep things open to be able to balance out the video production and the editing production. I really want to focus more on editing as well, including the editing for Journey to Lucidity 3. And the sooner I get Journey to Lucidity 3 done, the sooner I can get Journey to Lucidity 4 done and Journey to Lucidity 5 done as well. And that will be able to like help launch the future containers for the narratives. That will be very exciting things that people will be able to sync up with. So guys, with that said, I'm going to wrap up this broadcast so I can go back to work. Thank you again for watching this. Again, if you're tuned into this and just want to show some love, drop some 1111s in the chat or any other feedback. It's always greatly appreciated to be able to hear from you guys. Check out ParadigmShiftCentral.com. Subscribe to my YouTube if you're watching this on Facebook at youtube.com/SkullBabylon. And check out the team Patreon and sign up for that and get your Shifter Booster Kit as a monthly micro supporter at patreon.com/Brendan Culleton. There you go, guys. Thank you for joining in. I hope this video inspires and encourages you, and maybe encourages you to like go work out and stuff too. Yeah, it's always fun connecting with you guys, and I look forward to being able to touch base again. And again, just send me any messages or comments if you have any questions or anything that you want to talk about. Until next time, guys, I'll see you in the future. Keep it shifty. Much love, peace, and wholeness. There we go.